Hi there, my name is Sylvester, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, there's been a lot of stuff buzzing around the new James Bond movie recently. There's one story that broke a few days ago, and I thought, you know what, Sophie? Give yourself a few days, and let's see how this develops, because I think there's more to this than meets the eye. I have no insider knowledge whatsoever. This is all purely rumor and my own speculation. Okay, but before we get into it, if you like independent voices here on YouTube, if you could consider hitting that subscribe button, thank you so much. That is very, very helpful. I'd like to show you my appreciation. We give away stuff every week here on this channel. Normally it's Doctor Who videos. I have Quantum of Solace Blu-ray I'm giving away at some point. I was actually saving it for when the James Bond movie came out. Anyway, to see what we're giving away, go and check the video notes. It tells you what we're giving away and how to win it. The prize draw will be normally on Sundays when I'm on the TARDIS zone. If you enter, best of luck. And there's also a download there for everybody. You know, because I felt bad. One person wins, a bunch of people enter, only one person wins. So I've got something for everyone now. Okay, so the first thing is the bloody coronavirus. You know, the coronavirus, I really hadn't noticed had an impact on my life in any way, shape, or form. And now it has in two ways. It's got two quite annoying. Firstly, because of the people aren't able to go to cinemas, especially in the very, very lucrative market of China, they pushed back the opening date for No Time to Die to what, November? Was it November 20th? I think. Okay, it's been postponed to November 2020. So honestly, I think what they would probably be better doing is experimenting with a new distribution model. Like let people rent it and stream it at home, charge them like $20, start them $40, $40 for them to be able to see it. I think you do pretty darn well. I think people who lose out for this will be the cinema chains. But this is the way things are going to be going. The cinema chains are on fumes right now, and they're basically surviving because of the MCU, and big blockbusters. But the cinema industry is in serious decline right now, and I think it's in serious decline because they've embraced an identity politics that has alienated. Well, I think a lot of probably most of the audience. There's a reason why the Oscars don't get any ratings anymore. Where they used to have some cultural significance, and they're like, but I don't understand why does nobody want to see the Oscars, and they don't really get that they're not being stunning and brave when they're making these anti-Trump speeches from their podiums when they're all giving each other awards. They just kind of look bad, but they don't really get that. So anyway, the first story is the No Time to Die has been delayed until November 2020, what I'm really kind of annoyed about. But I'm also kind of relieved about as well, because everything about this movie said disaster. Not everything. Most things about this movie said disaster all over it. Like big time disaster. They had... first it's being made in 2019, 2020, when every major franchise is how can I explain? How can I best about it? Every major franchise has being white and male as being a bad thing. You can't have a positive white male character, which is so weird. They just hate white males, which to me that does seem a bit racist. So somebody who is very white and very male is James Bond. And listen, I understand there's a big push for there to be a dark-skinned James Bond. Look, for me, that never really worked. I'll tell you why. Because part of the DNA of James Bond is that he comes from this very old English aristocratic family, and he's fallen from grace. His parents were killed, and he's like very, very damaged. And he finally finds a place for himself as an assassin for the British government. So so I just don't see having dark skin being that working. I don't see how there aren't any dark-skinned ancient English families. So it seems to be tearing at the very core of it. And that's not to say that Idris Elba or anybody couldn't do a fantastic spy movie. I just think the character James Bond is very, very purposely male and very, very purposely white. Yeah, that's not a pejorative at all. And at least at least it shouldn't be. Really, what they should be doing if they want to make things more inclusive is, I would say, the next James Bond movie, introduce new characters, introduce a dark skinned agent and a female agent. Yeah, who'll be great? Gal Gadot. I would love to see Gal Gadot in a spy movie franchise. Anyway, then take them and spin them out into their own movies. That way, by the way, you also get you get to have a fresh movie every year. Without, and you can do a James Bond movie every like 3 years as opposed to, they're doing it every 6 or 7 years now. But yeah, you'll be able to, they'll be able to put out more content, and I think it would probably be for the best, and you'll get everything. You'll get the cool spies. You'll get the gadget. You just wouldn't tear up the character to do it. So yeah, so that would be the first. So yeah, so they brought in Phoebe Waller-Bridge to punch up the script to make it more feminist, which is just a terrible idea. Don't get me wrong. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I think she's very, very talented. I watched both seasons of Fleabag. Again, I think smart, talented person. But she's got this very, very feminine worldview. And James Bond is extremely, extremely masculine. So yeah, everything I've seen about this movie just said disaster, disaster, disaster. I mean, obviously you had what's his name? Who was it? The original director. Oh, I can't remember his name. Great director. We did yesterday instead but he left the project because of creative differences. I think it's probably a mistake sticking with Daniel Craig. I really wanted what's his name? Guy who plays Loki. Tom Hiddleston to play Bond. I think he'll be a fantastic Bond, and he's also really, really into doing it. Which I think is the last person who was really into being Bond was Pierce Bronson. And again, I think his Bond really, really showed his love of being the character. I think that's really something that's very, very important to the character. I think Daniel Craig doesn't love being the character, and he hasn't loved being the character for a while. So everything just said disaster, disaster, disaster. But they're gonna pump up the feminism. You have the dark skinned female 007 in this, which I thought was just going to be a throwaway joke, but they seem to be playing it seriously, and that they intimate that she will go on and front the franchise, which of course she won't. Anyway, so then the trailer came out. Also, the casting of Rami Malek as a villain, very good. I thought that exciting. But the trailer came out, and the trailer looked freaking great. The trailer looked awesome. So. But then we got this news that the coronavirus had delayed it for 6 months. By the way, the other way the coronavirus impacted on my life in synagogue this Sabbath, there's an edict from the Israeli government that we're not allowed to shake hands, and shaking hands is kind of like a cultural thing. Instead of you go, oh, Shabbat Shalom, you shake each other's hand. That was really weird. People were elbow bumping, and I was like, oh, for stop this stupidity. Anyway, although, listen, keep yourself safe, I guess. I just don't leave my house often, so I'm not really that much at risk from the coronavirus, and I don't invite many people in. So, that's how I'm keeping safe. Anyway, so I have a theory, and there's something I saw in a video on Midnight's Edge that said roughly the same thing, so I think, you know what, I'm going to run with this theory. That the producers of James Bond have noticed the trend in Hollywood. That trend in Hollywood is, of course, get woke, go broke. Get woke, go broke. So many examples of it. The most recent one I can think of, Sonic the Hedgehog versus Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey sold itself as being an anti-misogynist movie. Basically all the same bullcrap as they were saying, as Phoebe Waller-Bridge and the like were saying about James Bond. And it died at the box office, whereas Sonic the Hedgehog listened to its fans. Now, I have heard the rumor that might all have been a setup, and they were always planning on changing the design of Sonic. And my answer to that is, who cares? I'm happy for them to pretend to want to service us as an audience. I'm happy to pretend, rather than the rest of Hollywood who are like, screw you, we don't care what you think. So, fine. That worked out fine for me. So, we had Birds of Prey compared to Sonic. We had Terminator: Dark Fate. It just died at all these movies. They plug as a feminist, as a progressive, an anti-misogynist. tend to die. There is not the audience there to support them. Certainly not a blockbuster audience there to support them, which is where they want to put this messaging. So I have a theory that they are using this time to reshoot and to tone down the wokeness of it, because they I think at the bottom line they don't want to destroy James Bond, and I think they understand. Listen, it's Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson. James Bond is part of their family. This is not a job for them. This is a family. This sort of family heirloom that they have, which they could well be destroying. So maybe that's influencing them, but I don't know. There's just so much just bewildering insanity in Hollywood that maybe I'm ascribing too much sanity to them, and maybe this is just another. But again, that would just make sense. And if the Bond movie comes out and it's not like woke at all, I think I might be right, but I'm never gonna know. So anyway, good news, bad news. James Bond is delayed. I'm hoping it's delayed to de-wokify it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. My name is Sheila Beck, and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And have yourself a fantastic day.